first EP collab, man. Oakland Vallejo, the Bay Area, stand up. I'm from that town. She from Vallejo. Said let's collab. She said, okay, we all should play. Hot potato, whoever got the hottest challenge accepted. It's me, I'm the best. Like creative players on hunters, no less. The lines in your forehead just told me you stressed it. Got G-O-D on me side, ooh, he blessed me. All the lies they tell it's a vaccine. They're acting it's so bad like it's wrestling. Keep my circle so small it's insane. If you made the cut then you're part of my team. Just like blowing that pint plus strikes don't cut her. Attracted to the mind but I like mine's hooder. She gotta have a pretty face too.
Hi, welcome to the channel. I am here. I wasn't going to be here because I'm not feeling good. But then I was like, I have to do something today. I have to do something. Hi, Papa Bear. Being that is my husband, I don't want y'all thinking I'm just calling these random ragamuffin, Papa. It does not work that way. Anywho, welcome to the channel. I am Mrs. Best. We are here to do our weekly 90-day The Single Life recap and review. This one is season 4, episode 6, titled Veronica's Double Date. The double date was a hot mess, but we are going to get to that. So for those who are new to the channel, the way that we do things is I will go over what happened with each person in their quest for love. I'll go over what happened, give my opinions. Feel free to comment your opinions, like the video, subscribe if you like me enough. I would appreciate it. But if not, I appreciate you for viewing this. If you're viewing the live replay, shout out to you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the compliment. Also Best is good for telling his wife that she's pretty, even when she is in a wrinkled shirt with new growth and no makeup. So I appreciate you, Mr. Best. I appreciate you. You dapper yourself too. Anywho, y'all, let's start with Miss Debbie. I love Miss Debbie. Obviously, she's a part of the thumbnail on this video. She's exactly what I think all of us should strive to be if we're ever older, and especially if single and older, because she has a very, very good attitude about things. And I like that. I like it a lot. Anyhow, so she is supposed to be on her way to Miami. Her son is coming with her because he does not trust his mom's dating choices, which he should not. And basically, they are going so that Miss Debbie can meet Ruben the Cuban. So she calls him. And he lives down in Miami. So her son is with her. And in the car, she starts writing a rap or a poem, something about Ruben. And her son's like, no, Mom, please don't do that. Don't do it. So I thought that was hella funny. Her son knows his mom's eccentric and loving. Miss Debbie's a free spirit. Love to see it. But she is a little wacky. And I think it's good that her child came with her. And it's strange that someone like her birthed a cop. But, I guess what they say, not all cops are bad. They say. Anywho, we're going to get into some more stuff with Debbie. Now, we learned a little bit about what she likes when it comes to dating and all of those types of things. Now, she says she's usually attracted to more straight-laced conservative men. Miss Debbie is used to being the one who is out there, eccentric in her relationships. Ruben is eccentric, just like Debbie. And I actually think it makes them a perfect match. He showed up in the most colorful shirt with a famous painting on it. Then he had on the damn fedora hat. I don't know what it is with people over 40. Men over 40 love fedoras. My husband, side note, used to know a guy who wore fedoras. He insisted on wearing them. And I just didn't understand it. And I think it's impacted his development and ability to date. Yeah. Anywho, side note, that and his house is fucking filthy. His house is disgusting. Anywho, so Miss Debbie sees Ruben. He is colorful. He's vibrant, just like her. So everything is kind of going well. She's saying that Ruben and his colors were a lot, and she's not sure about that. But I think Debbie realized the way that she was describing Ruben is the way that she's describing herself. They're so fucking similar. Also, Best is laughing at me. Listen, I'm just saying, you know who I'm talking about, Mr. Oh So Tender. And you know that this person is probably going to be alone for a very long time if he doesn't get rid of that fedora. I said it. Anywho, Miss Debbie then keeps calling Ruben the Cuban, even in front of him, and he loves it. He says actually really nice things about her. I think he likes her. First of all, he sounds serious about dating. He's 58, Debbie's 68. So they're older, and I've heard that dating over 50 is harder. I've heard that dating in your 40s is hard. So shit, I'm going to empathize with these people. But he says he likes how different Debbie is, how she's not afraid to be herself, and that like being so older, it makes her like alive. Like she's like, I may have a double digit for a number with my age, but I'm alive, I'm happy, and I'm looking to do things. And I think that's a good way to describe Debbie. So they go dancing to this little dance club in Little Havana, which is a neighborhood in Miami. I want to go to Little Havana, and I think they call it Little Haiti. I want to go there to eat. That's it. That's literally it. When it comes to food that's not American, I'm totally with it. I love to eat, y'all. I really do. I ate a clam in Mexico. That was the largest thing I've seen come out the sea, but it was good. It had cheese and sauce, and also the shit was magical. Anywho, we see them go dancing. The date goes well, and then Debbie drops a bomb on us. I'm like, does she like him? Does she not? Because when she was with Osama, the 22-year-old, mind you, Debbie is 68. He just wanted his citizenship. We ain't stupid. Like half of the 90K couples are really trying to make it work. Then there's a small percentage that's gold diggers like Natalie. Then there's the ones that's actually, yeah. Anywho, they want their citizenship. She lets us know that she hasn't had sex in 14 years. Moment of silence. If I don't have sex for 14 years, I'm probably going to be on an episode of Snapped or my true crime story or some shit. I'm trying to tell you right now. That doesn't, man. But I guess if you're not getting it, it's like, what's the big deal? Am I really missing anything? Do you know what I mean? So I think it's good. I don't think you should just throw your body to everybody. Like, yes, I'm married, but when I wasn't married, I wasn't like having sex like that. I think we have to be careful with who we share our bodies with, because that's a lot of energies being like exchanged, and you just never know. You don't want to exchange the wrong energy based on who you sleep with. I'm just saying. Anywho, basically, Debbie hasn't had sex in 14 years, so that's her concern with getting too close to Ruben, the kissing and those things. I thought the date went well. They ended it because she was tired. He gave her a kiss on the lip. It seemed like a good date. I got the feeling that Debbie doesn't really like feel him the way he feels her, though, unless she was nervous in front of the camera. I'm not quite sure, but I do think Ruben would be a good contender for Miss Debbie. So I'm wishing Miss Debbie the best. I really am rooting for her. And shout out to her son. I don't like the police, sir, but you love your mama. And we have to remember that police are people too, also, but he loved his mama. I like how he really showed up for her, took some time, was there. He said he gonna run the plate and get a whole background check on this guy. It looks like in the next episode. So shout out to that. I think it's wonderful she has her kids because she's not alone. But when you have a personality as great as Miss Debbie, you're never alone. Do me a favor for those who are watching the live replay. If you just turned this video on and you've made it to this point, that means you like me. Well, you've at least tolerated me for 8 minutes and 41 seconds. So if you could please like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. Liking the video is an easy and free way to support a channel without having to, subscribe to us if that's not what you would like to do. So give the video a like. I appreciate you. And those who want to subscribe, you can subscribe on a trial period. See how it works for a month and then unsubscribe, or subscribe and turn the bell off. Just be subscribed. I appreciate it all. Any support is support. As my channel grows, so will the quality of my content, videos, lives, all of that. Moving on to the next couple, you guys, we're going to talk about Natalie. I don't like this hoe. And when I don't like someone, I was taught by my dad and my mama, if you don't like something or someone or have a negative opinion about something, that if you give that opinion, it's not pressing, but could just be harmful or petty, keep it to yourself. So I tried that with Natalie, but hey, I'm here to talk shit. Is Mrs. B3ST Reviews, as you see across your screen, a lovely shade of pink. And I don't like this bitch. I just cannot stand Natalie. Something about her feels wrong. if that makes sense. It seems like every person that Natalie interacts with, she's interacting so that she can get something out of. It seems like most of her relationships outside of the one with her mother are transactional, in my opinion. That's just how I feel. So Natalie goes to eat with her mom, and her mom makes a comment that was kind of like rude, and it made me like, why the fuck are you here? But then again, we have to remember that Natalie is Ukrainian, her mother is Ukrainian, and there is a war happening over there. So people are leaving to go to other countries. The United States is a country that's been relatively helpful. So, you know, prayers to everybody in Ukraine. I think war is just entirely unnecessary as a whole, but that's just my personal belief. But her mom makes comments like Americans are not the kindest, you know, she misses the friendly people in Ukraine. And it's like, you probably do better in another state. I kind of got what she was saying, because California as a whole, you're either going to greet really nice people, really shady, fucked up people, or people who just don't give a damn or care to get to know you too deep. So, and then you went to LA. I think of all the places you could have went, because for those who don't know, I'm in the Bay Area. Shout out to the Bay Area. Shout out to the town. Shout out to the whole land. I love y'all because y'all, you know, created me. And you did it with a little bit of care, Bay Area. So thank you. But yeah, I don't know. LA, which is where Natalie is a different ballgame. And she's also living in Santa Monica, which is like one of the bougier parts of LA. You can't just live there and be broke. You got to have some type of money. I know y'all might have watched the Parkers and you seen Kim and Miss Parker at SMC and you thinking, oh, it's affordable. Remember, she had to live with her mama to live there. So I'm just saying it's a little expensive. But basically, Natalie does let her mom know, like, America's a nice country and they've done a lot to help her country, which I thought was good that she acknowledged that. But her mom keeps bringing up Michael, who is her ex, who she was on 90 Day Fiance with. And this has been bothering Natalie because her mom had a close relationship with him, to where her mom was talking about how she likes that he calls her mom. She felt respected and like he treated her daughter better. I do feel like Michael treated Natalie well. However, I did watch that season of 90 Day Fiance. I think it's good they're not together, but I think they could be together if Natalie wasn't so materialistic when it comes to money. I understand wanting to be stable and have your stuff together, but she's now hopping from man to man to see who can do the most for her. I don't like that, but you know, to each his own. I just don't know why these men are so slow. Anywho, so because her mom keeps bringing up Michael, Natalie decides, I'm going to FaceTime Michael so you could talk to him since you like him so fucking much. And she FaceTimes him and he actually answers the phone, is happy to see Natalie's mom. And his mom's like, we can have lunch, a friendship. She wants a friendship. I'm like, why do you need a friendship with this man? That's rude to your daughter's new boo. So Natalie is understandably worried that her mom is not going to connect or get to know Josh the way she did Michael, because her mom is so fixated on Michael. And my thing is, listen, Mama Natalie, get your shit together, heifer, okay? Understand this. You don't have to work at your big old age, and your daughter doesn't do shit either. And that's because of Josh. So you can say to your daughter, I don't think Josh is the person for you. That's totally fine. But you're also encouraging her and expecting Josh to do something. Now, I don't know if that's from their culture, but you can't expect men to just pay for your daughter as you're disrespecting them when they've already done so much. He does a lot for Natalie, like a lot, which we'll find out a little later when Josh comes up. Now, what I think is happening with Natalie's mom and why she's this way with Josh and fixated on Michael, I think she likes Michael because he kissed her ass and is a little bit more sensitive. Josh was like, listen, I'm not co-signing. Like, he's doing stuff for her because he got it. But at the same time, he's placing some type of barrier and boundary so that she doesn't just have every fucking thing, you know, from him. If you want to be a housewife, Natalie, then say that, stop complaining, and open wide, girl. But you're wanting him to fulfill your dreams, pay for your rent, help you find work. Like, he's literally helping you with stuff that any adult should be able to do. That's a concern for me. And I think that's probably why she hightailed it out of Florida so fast. Not to fix the relationship, but I don't think Natalie likes working. I really don't. That's my personal opinion. Nobody likes working. None of us do. I don't like my job, but I go. Natalie just really is committed. It seems to have someone else take care of her. So moving on to Josh, he meets with his friends and he updates them on his dating life and what's going on with Natalie. And he is in the movie industry. That is how he introduced her to the director that we saw at that dinner, which when she shamelessly performed that weird ass awkward moment of Shakespeare. Basically, we find Josh met Natalie at a casting for a movie in Florida. And then his friends ask about Natalie and they say that it's affecting everything, which confused me because they said that, but then they didn't explain it. So I'm like, maybe they'll go into detail later, but they didn't fully explain how she's affecting the business because his friends that he was sitting with, one of them was the COO of his company and the other was, I believe, in the industry somehow and worked with him. I can't remember. I'm sorry, y'all. But I'm curious to know how Natalie is impacting things with the business because they didn't say how, but men are never fucking specific. It drives me crazy. So Josh says to his friends to defend himself, I care for her and I'd like to help her achieve her goals. I get that. I think that's a wonderful thing to do and selfless, but at the same time, they're her goals. So she has to participate in them more than just showing up to the things that you're setting up when you're already busy. Remember, she was complaining about his time and stuff, but she has no issue with him taking time to go work to find her work. So I don't know. I don't like Natalie at all. Basically, his friends think that it's shady because she wants to be in Josh's industry that he works in. They think that Natalie is using him, and I do too. I think Natalie probably loves Michael, but is with Josh because it's easier and her and Michael have problems. You don't stay with someone for 7 years if you don't love them. So, maybe she's like, this didn't work, so I'm just going to focus on my career and F these niggas. Maybe Natalie is a Ukrainian city girl. I mean, shit, we don't know. But that's all that happens with her in this episode. Do me a favor, if you are still here watching to this point, do me a favor and like the video. I appreciate you so much. So much I do. I promise I do. The next people we're going to talk about and discuss are Veronica and Tim, who were together for a very long time. Tim participated in raising her daughter, Chloe. They are going on a double date with her dude, Jamal. They go pickleball. I don't get why pickleball is suddenly popular. It just looks like a combination of tennis and badminton and table tennis put into one. And I don't take it seriously. Sorry, I just don't. But I also don't take football seriously. Fun fact. So, there's that. Anywho, so Jamal says to Tim when Veronica and Luisa dip off, he basically says to Tim that he should not have gotten in his face. Or no, he says that he should not have gotten in Tim's face, but says that he was not completely in the wrong. You are completely in the wrong for your actions. You're not going to give a half-assed apology, Jamal. You were fucking wrong. It's that simple. You were wrong, and it didn't make sense. I think he thought his friends would get involved, and he did all that in front of his friends, but it is what it is, Jamal. Man up. So after they play pickleball, Jamal does pull Tim aside to talk, and Jamal apologizes to Tim and for mentioning Chloe, which I think was the most important thing. You called the man out of his name. He called him a bitch. And then in addition to that, you talked about his relationship with Chloe, which you're new, Jamal. You shut the fuck up about her kid in any way. In my opinion, y'all. But I'm glad that Jamal apologized. Tim also apologized and said that he's not trying to be in their relationship, but they're friends. And that's a hard dynamic for people to accept, which is true. Later on in the episode, they go on a double date for dinner again. And Tim asks Veronica, I don't remember what steak or what kind of steak I like. And I'm just like, why would you do that in front of Luisa? Like, it's already enough you're not giving her affection, but now you're doing this, just reminding her that, like, you dated Veronica and she knows how you like your steak. Like, to me, sorry, y'all, my light was messing up. To me, that just doesn't make sense. I feel like Tim was being petty, but he was trying to do it in a quiet way. But we see you, Tim. We see you, we definitely see that. So basically, it's very weird that Tim's not affectionate with Louisa, but Louisa says that she likes Tim a lot. I don't know what she sees, but she says that she likes Tim a lot. I'm not trying to be mean at all, but Tim gives me someone who doesn't like women. But I know that he does. But I think what it is like he's a little too close to Veronica. I do get some of what Jamal is saying. Like, you can have a friendship, but like, it's just awkward. And especially Chloe's like a whole teenager getting close to graduating high school. Like, you can only be so involved. When I was a teenager, I didn't want shit to do with like anybody. So I don't know. Maybe Chloe's different. Anyhow, Louisa likes Tim a lot. There is no affection. She doesn't like that. Veronica starts talking to Louisa. She's like, listen, I had to make the first move with Tim. He doesn't do anything. And Veronica's like, telling him in the confessional, like, she's not going to wait forever. Not every girl is going to wait. And not every girl is going to be aggressive as Veronica was with him. And he has to understand that. I feel like a piece of it is Tim being weird with affection. Some men are that way. Nothing's wrong with it. But I also think a piece of it is him not wanting to get too close to someone, hoping that he could get back with Veronica. I don't care what nobody says. That's how I feel. I could be wrong. I just want them to figure it out. I don't like Jamal for Veronica at all, though. And speaking of that, Veronica starts speaking to Louisa in Spanish. They're both Hispanic. So she starts speaking to Louisa in Spanish about Tim and says, if you ever have questions or anything, I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. Like, Veronica's trying to be polite, because what Jamal doesn't realize is it's awkward for him to be at dinner with his current girlfriend's ex. And it's awkward for Tim's girl that he's dating to be at dinner with his ex. That's fucking awkward. So I actually got why Veronica was nice to Louisa. They don't have a reason to beef. I think girls need to stop beefing over men, or just because you dated this person back when or whatever. That's fucking stupid to me. But, it is what it is. So, Jamal gets butt tickled, booty tickled at the fact that Veronica starts speaking Spanish, which is weird because, Jamal, don't you live in San Diego? Anybody been to San Diego would know, or anyone from California who's had the opportunity to go there. My job used to send me there all the fucking time for work. But being there, number one, San Diego's right on the fucking border. Right on the border. When I was down there, we were in National City, which is like part of San Diego or whatever. Literally, the employees that worked at the place that I was at the time, because I was helping an office, they all had addresses in Mexico. All of them. They all lived over the border and just commuted into America for work because it was cheaper. It's cheaper. So I mean, it's very strange that you're angry that people are speaking Spanish. I don't know. As a Californian myself, and I'm not even near the border, I'm up here in the Bay, I don't understand how you can get mad at people speaking Spanish. And it's like, dang, so you're mad that Veronica's talking to his girl. You don't like that Veronica's talking to Tim. You just don't like shit that Veronica's doing. And Veronica basically says, like, you have to understand, Tim will always be on my life because of Chloe. And I think it's good that she's saying this because she's laid everything on the table for Jamal. Her life and her love story is literally chronicled on television. So if you come into dating Veronica, you have a fucking choice. Tim too. You know that Tim and Veronica are going to be basically kind of a package deal, like women like to say with their kids, because he is Chloe's dad. So Jamal just needs to figure out, do you want to deal with this man or do you not? Are you going to be able to do this or are you not? Between Tim and him not wanting to move to Charlotte, like, figure it out, Jamal. You're just getting mad and throwing little bitch fits for what? For what? Make a fucking choice on what you want to do, my nigga, and keep it moving. That's how I feel. Politely, respectfully. Anyway, you guys, do me a favor, like the video. If you haven't already, I appreciate you all. Peace, love, hair grease, and thug life. The next and final person that we will discuss for this episode is John. John kind of surprised me. I can't take a person seriously who's like so proud to be a professional dater and all of that. I just can't. It's actually highly unattractive to most women, but John is, making it work. He's in San Diego, or not San Diego. See this shit Jamal got me saying? He was in San Antonio, Texas to visit his girlfriend, Megan. They have been dating for 5 months. It's all been long distance. He's met her once. This is his second time seeing Megan. Now, everything has been going well. They've gone on dates. They've had serious conversations. And John decides to go and meet her daughter. believe her daughter's name was River. I apologize if I've messed up her name because I love the kids and I never want to insult a kid, talk about a kid bad or nothing like that because these kids ain't got nothing to do with it. But he goes to meet with her daughter. Her daughter was cute too. She looked like Megan a lot. And Megan explains to us that her daughter is autistic. She is highly on the spectrum and she does not speak. That is common for those who are unsure in autism in severe cases. And for those who might be like, you're not qualified. I have a degree in psychology and I had to learn a whole bunch of shit about autism. I'm actually interested in working with people who are on the spectrum, not children, but more so adults that are finding out late. I want to get my master's degree and figure that out. But I'm like, should I do my master's degree in clinical psychology or should I do my master's degree in like substance abuse? I'm still unsure on what I want to do it in, but I do want to work with people who struggle with substance abuse and are on the spectrum of autism because there's Asperger's autism. There's a few different things. Anywho, I love the commitment that Megan had for her child. Sometimes it may take a while. I think with autistic people, the key is patience. Give them time, you know, and I like that Megan like is doing things in steps, is taking things seriously, takes her daughter seriously. And she seems to be handling it well. Some parents really struggle having autistic children, and I think we should empathize with them as well. So he meets her daughter. He was really good with her. Like, even though she didn't speak, he was still congratulating her, following her lead. But John's not bad with kids. He just says he's irresponsible in terms of like settling down, living in one place. But I mean, you've got a job and the means to be able to see this woman, and the way he did with Megan's daughter, honestly, he might be okay. You know, he may be more responsible than he gives himself credit. He does invite Megan to Vegas to meet his family, and she's excited to meet them. It feels like it's a step in the right direction. And he says that Megan makes him want to push past his discomfort. I love that. If you're going to be with someone, especially for a man to say that about a woman, that is a good thing. And he says he's willing to, you know, be a little uncomfortable or experience things that are new, you know, so that he could be with her. It seems like there's a mutual love and want to commit on both of their ends. So I wish them too well, but we'll see. We will see. This is only episode 6, so we will see. But that is all for this recap of 90 Day the Single Life. This was season 4, episode 6. This was the recap and review titled Veronica's Double Date. I thought it was an okay episode. I like 90 Day the Single Life a lot. As it says in the description, I am new, not to 90 Day Fiancé. I've watched 90 Day Fiancé. I watched every season of The Family Chantel. I've never watched 90 Day the Single Life or 90 Day Diaries. So I wanted to give one of them a try, but I am enjoying the season. I hope you guys are enjoying the season as well. We will continue to recap it. I know the 90 Day Fiancé comes back on the 18th. It is premiering. I am considering recapping it. I want to, but between music reactions, my schedule with work, all this stuff, I have to figure out how to pencil it in. But I'm going to look at the schedule and figure that out. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We will be back again next week when the next episode premieres. Be sure to comment your opinions. Even if we're not live anymore, I'm always responding to comments. I love when you guys comment and share your opinions, even if they're different from mine, because I really just like conversations. I'm a Gemini. I talk a lot. Anywho, we are going to end our live as we do. We usually do this, but I haven't done it in a few lives. We're going to end our live with a song. I do music reactions on the channel. It's something we do every single week along with our recaps. We also do music reviews on the channel. So we are going to support an independent artist, aka my husband, who is watching here live. And we are going to listen to some Also Best and Be Money, Be Manifested, both Bay Area artists, one out of Oakland, shout out to the town, one out of Vallejo, shout out to Vallejo, thank you for housing me. And then we'll be back again next week. So I appreciate and loves all of y'all. This is 2-3 by Also Best, Be Money, Be Manifested from their EP, which is out on all platforms, Tenderly Manifested. Thank you for watching.
Ball on the beat, make them jump, man. 2-3. When they am, we got them with a plan. They know we gon' leave. Wake up in the morning, wanna get it. We don't want sleep. We prepare for every punch cause we want peace. When in land, we rapping like Sharon and then we do our dance. Never just even though we prance like Paris and France. Every day we wake up with a choice and another chance. Like tasks I've chosen, I don't understand. I just put up in 5 minutes, little 2-3. If you try to play me like I'm Jordan, hear the shoe squeak. How if you rockin' with them birdies, ain't here 2 peeps. Probably think I'm ghost writing cause I'm too free. Lately I've been mugging in my mic. Lately I've been trying to change some tight. Lately I've been trying to change the scene. Lately I've been ripping at the seams, call me jeans. Why is you mad at them? They broken into pieces. With that piece, they really just want peace. You can't even see it. It's a war zone in their mind. They can't even beep it. Lately I ain't got no time. I just gotta keep it. 3-3-peat on the beat. She just 3-pieced it. And if I'm so best on the mic, then we 2-3 and
Close to that tree. It is me. For 5 o'clock on the dot and I'm speeding. Hitting sirens in the river, I'm a Steve. To hella shots up like he don't need traces. Nigga chop got attachments, got he laces. Put all the bitch and keep that for your girl, nigga. You run up, like I'm trying with a girl, nigga. Keep it dick, keep it moving for that split. Drive off the lot and just speaking to the car. Stay cautious, opposite 10, gotta look up for the offer. They was in a team if you wanna send an offer. I don't know the workers, I prefer to know the boss. Shit, I ain't lying. If I'm ever understand, raise my hand and start a line. Keep it real life for online. If you haven't heard of me, shit, it's about time. No, I ain't lying. If I'm ever understand, raise my hand and start a line. Keep it real life for online. I'm the B3ST, so the bass line.
Fall on the beat, we make them jump, man. When they land, we got them with a plan. They know we gon' leave. Wake up in the morning, wanna get it, we don't wanna sleep. We prepare for every punch cause we want peace. Fall on the beat, we make them jump, man. When they land, we got them with a plan. They know we gon' leave. Wake up in the morning, wanna get it, we don't wanna sleep. We prepare for every punch cause we want peace.
I think we should let the P ride.